All right. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. Happy Wednesday to everybody, man. Let's talk about it. I'll wait a couple of minutes for everybody to come in, but you guys come on in, man. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday to everybody, man. Listen, we are we're continuing on the clock, waiting for the new defensive coordinator to be announced. And look, there are a lot of moving pieces right now. So you guys come in, man. Let's talk about it. Come on in, everybody. I'll wait just a minute. And man, what's the word, Boomer? Yeah, how your Oklahoma Sooners doing, man? Come on in, everybody. Come on in. I'm gonna wait just a minute. Let's talk, fam. Let's absolutely talk about it. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday to everybody. Come in. Come on in. We got a lot of information. Blackie Chan, what's the word? I'm gonna open this thing up in just a second, but it's kind of some things I kind of wanted to lay the foundation, lay the groundwork real quick to what we kind of want to deal with, man. But I'm gonna wait for you guys. What's up? Come on in. What's the word? How's everybody doing, man? Fight on, fight on, fight on. What's the word? What's up, my man? All the way in Houston, That's right, all the way in Houston, Texas. How you doing, fam? Good to see you pumping out content. Hey, man, this is what we do, man. I'm pissed about Belk, shaking my head. Best recruiter in the country, in the nation. Yeah, he's a heck of a recruiter. But let's talk about it, man. I'm gonna get you guys in here real quick. We got about 200 people, man. We need to crank it up real quick to try to before we open this thing up. Hey, this is a great question, man. We're gonna talk about all that. I'm not sure what's going on. Apparently, Coach Sean Nua had a meeting. I'm not sure. I can't even give you no false information on that because I am totally not sure. But I do, I heard that he had a meeting. Absolutely, we're doing well, man. Doing very well. So, results over recruiting. Well, here's the thing. I think you guys. I think some people, when I made a video about Coach Doug Belk, I'm going to get on that real quick because you say results over recruiting. I think personally, and I'm giving you facts. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm giving you actual facts. When you're talking about Doug Belk, as far as results, Doug Belk, think about this. Okay, not only did he coach and he had a big-time recruiting, he was number 2. I think Coach Henney was number 1 in recruiting, right? And I'm going to open up the chat here in a minute. But Coach Henney was ranked number 1. Coach Doug Belk was ranked number 2. But look at where he coached. He coached the safeties, right? Bishop Fitzgerald, he got All-American this year. Is that a direct result of Doug Belk? Kamari Ramsey, he was All-American last year. Was that a direct result of Doug Belk? Let me ask you this. What about Jalen Smith? Was that a direct result of Coach Doug Belk? I mean, so we could talk about it kind of different ways, mix and match it however you want to match it. But when I'm actually giving you stats, we're talking about it. So we're going to open up the chat, man, in just a second. But I want to talk to you real quick about Coach Eckler. Let me greet everybody. There's so many people coming in here. Hey, what's the word? I wonder if you guys watch the same game as me. You say Belk can recruit, but can he coach? Hey, I want you to put that same comment. I want you to put in the chat. Where did Belk coach this year? And ask me if he had and I'm not saying I'm not taking up for anybody, but I'm just trying to give you actual facts. Bishop Fitzgerald was a All-American this year. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that, or am I right? I mean, let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. B. James, what's the word? Well, the new assistant head coach is Mike Eckler, and that's what I really want to talk about, but I'm getting caught up in these conversations inside this chat. Give me a second, and we're going to come back to that. Hey, what's up, family? Carter, what's the word? True safety shine this year. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I'm saying is the safety shine. Like, everybody act like I'm not telling the truth about that. I'm talking about actual where he coached at this year. Did his position flourish? Bishop Fitzgerald came from North Carolina State. He got All-American. I mean, like, if I'm not telling the truth on that, you tell me. But I know what I saw. Last year, Kamari Ramsey, same thing. And I'm not taking up, and I'm not even saying he needs to be here. But I'm just giving you facts over your feelings. I mean, really, because apparently you guys not seeing what I'm seeing. I'm seeing something different. I'm just keeping it real. Doug Belk is a good coach. However, his players were in coverage. Well, I'll give you that. Sometimes players were in coverage. Sometimes the safeties were in coverage. However, but for the most part, we saw the safeties doing a decent job. So I mean, I'm not gonna steal that from him at all. So I mean, Fitzgerald was our. Oh, here we go. Okay, what about Jalen Smith? Was he already a baller? You see how he moved. Well, Jalen Smith was already a baller. I will say that before Doug Belk got there. But the way he moved Jalen Smith to the cornerback position, I just think it really kind of raised Jalen Smith's stock. That's just my opinion. Let's see. So by your logic, Coach Henry should be. No, I'm not saying that because you guys know from a personnel standpoint, we know that D'Anton Lynn from an upfront standpoint, and I've said this on many different occasions. Oh, yeah. Let me get back to that. I said this on many different occasions that Coach Henry didn't have I would say, the power to put the guys in. I think Coach Lynn wanted certain personnel in there, a more athletic front, and you saw guys like Devin Tompkins playing on the inside where he should have been playing on the outside. Now, I can guarantee you, we're probably going to see Devin Tompkins play at Alabama. We're probably going to see him playing defensive end like he's supposed to be playing. I can almost guarantee you that. And we saw when Coach Henry, at the TCU game, when he had Floyd Boucard in there, when he had, who was next to Floyd Boucard? John Jarrett was next to Floyd Boucard. That was a heavier defensive front. We saw that. And I think we will see that again with the guy like Coach Henry because that's the way he kind of runs it. He runs it different. He doesn't run the athletic front like the way Lynn did it. And it was just a difference. We saw that for sure. But look, let's talk about real quick because this thing, and I'm going to put this in the chat real quick because I can see this thing is about to go. Yes. Yeah, you did see it. I saw a difference too between Henny and Lynn's scheme. Yeah, I absolutely did. Hey, so look. Oh man, we've already been talking about this. I think it's going to be Gary Patterson. And we've been talking about this, but what I want to talk about is Mike Eckler, the new coach. He's now officially the special teams coach and the linebacker coach. Now, I think that's very significant, and I see people already entering the chat. I think it's very significant that not only is he the linebackers coach, they put another title to him, which is Matt Zenix from CBS Sports. Let me pull this up real quick. I saw where he said, here it is right here, Matt Zenix from CBS Sports. He says, in addition to coaching special teams, Eckler is also expected to be the assistant head coach and linebackers coach. Now, I got to pause for a second. When I saw the assistant head coach, that really got me thinking like, whoa, okay, what's really, we're not talking about just a special teams coach. Now, let me say this, because what he did from a special teams standpoint, I had a couple of stats pulled up here from a special teams standpoint. He did some phenomenal things, man. Where did I put those stats? Here it is right here. Let me do this real quick. Nebraska in 2025, Nebraska was ranked 12th nationally in kick returns. Kick return defense. They're ranked 13th nationally in yards per kick return and 88th nationally in net punting. Nebraska finished number 12 in ESPN FPI special teams efficiency ranking at the end of 2025. So I'm not disputing the actual the production on the field as far as what Mike Eckler was able to do from the special teams. We did hear some buzzes about him possibly being the linebacker coach. Now, the question I have, the $1 million question, the linebacker coach, are we talking about inside linebackers coach or are we talking about the outside linebacker coach? Because if it's going to be the outside linebackers coach, I think, Coach Nua, outside linebackers, that's him. If it's going to be the inside linebackers coach, Rob Ryan is the inside linebacker coach, right? So you kind of wonder what's going to go on with that. It appears to me if he's going to be one of those coaches, it seems like one of those guys are going to be gone. That's what we're looking at. If you ask me, I would say probably Rob Ryan. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm just giving it a guess here. But I guess, you're hearing reports too about Coach Newell's having meetings as well. So it's like you got so many moving pieces right now, and I'm just like all over the place trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And so this is kind of where we're at right now. And I guess this is, the next couple of days is going to tell us something about where we're at. And I think that's why we might not have heard an announcement yet for Gary Patterson, because it appears that they're trying to get this straight with the position coaches. So you guys know I talked about maybe a possible candidate coming today, early on this morning. Those who hadn't watched the video, talked about a possible candidate, a couple of candidates, not saying it is, but for safety coach, you could probably see something like that. But Gary Patterson does have familiarity with being a safeties coach, so you can see him doing that as well. So we just kind of got to wait and see. But I'm just kind of like, okay, but here's the real thing, the big part of it. Coach Eckler is the assistant head coach. Now, I did hear that he turned down about $800,000 from Nebraska, which is a lot of money to be living in the state of Nebraska. The cost of living is not the same. It's totally different. And that's a lot of money to be turning down. But I don't think you're going to turn down that type of money unless you got some type of promises. This is just me. Let me just lay the foundation and lay the groundwork. I don't think you're going to turn down that type of money unless you have some type of promises and you have another title attached to you. Lo and behold, I read to you guys what I saw today from Matt Zentz from CBS Sports, and he said this. Let me read it again one more time just so you guys can know. It says, in addition to the coaching special teams, we're talking about Eckler. Eckler is also expected to be the assistant head coach and linebackers coach. The assistant head coach is not just a title. Now, I think Coach Eric Henderson, I think he was the assistant head coach of the defense, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. I got to go on USC football and make sure I had that right. But I think his title, once he came over, was the assistant head coach of the defense. And you guys remember, I said I've never even heard of that kind of a title, the assistant head coach of a defense. And so that was something they gave to Coach Henderson. Shout out to Coach Henny. I got big love for Coach Henny. And I'm praying that he stays on staff. Now that Coach Eckler is here, now we're seeing a whole nother thing. We're not even seeing like an assistant coach, head coach of special teams, or an assistant head coach of the defense, or the assistant head coach of linebackers. No, we're seeing the assistant head coach. So this is what it is. This is to me, that language, it's saying something, and I'm not sure. Expected to be assistant head coach. So if you're the assistant head coach, that means you're assistant to Lincoln Riley. I'm going to open up this chat real quick. I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, but I see people coming in. I wanted to get on some of this real quick, this top 25, and I wanted to get on these Heisman odds, but I can't even. Just let me take these calls because they're going to start stacking up on me. Russ, you the first one up, man. What's the word?
Hey, man. So, I'm glad we got Eckler locked in. Well, first off, let me give a little love to Belk. We're all sad to see him go. His recruiting was excellent. He did, while we missed on certain transfers, he always seemed to bring in safeties that did pretty well. So Belk's transfers were never an issue, So, we all wish Belk nothing but the best. He was great. But let's talk about the positives, man. I was getting nervous that we weren't going to get Eckler over the line. It was kind of stalled there for like a week or so.
Right.
But, people don't realize that so many all-time great coaches got their start doing special teams. Bill Belichick was initially a special teams guy. Dick Vermeil, Bill Cowher, John Harbaugh. All those guys initially cut their chops as special teams guys. And I just think there's something there where, the difference between a good, like a below average and a great special teams, it's always on the margins. And, look at Indiana, man. That block punt, special teams won them the national title.
No, man, that's I agree with you. And you think about the Notre Dame game, the kick return that was ran back. You think about the Oregon game, and I totally, that those two things. And if we keep it real, man, we were in the Notre Dame game, we were in the Oregon game. both of those games cost us some big time special teams. It was a disaster that cost us that game. USC, even though they played as bad as they did at Notre Dame, and they played somewhat decent at Oregon, that was the reason we lost. I mean, if we could just keep it real, it was the second special teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, both. We're not unrealistic. Obviously, Oregon and Notre Dame are, their programs are further along as far as like where the floor of their performance could be.
Right, right.
If if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot with special teams, then we have a puncher's chance at winning both games. And
absolutely.
That's just the thing that's upset, right? Like if you play a clean game and you lose by 7, you're kind of like, that's life. But having, we got a kicker who makes, 95% of his kicks and then he gets one blocked, it's just like that's, like you're saying, man, that type of stuff is unacceptable. And just our coverage, man, our kick coverage for as many athletes as we got, dude, we should be.
I think that's the big one, man, because
we should be hitting guys in the 15 all the time, man.
No doubt. No doubt. I think that's the biggest one.
About this. I'm excited we got Eckler over the line. Sad to see, I'm like you, man, waiting for the coaching upheaval to settle. I just want to get our coaching staff locked in so we can move on to more solid times for the offseason. But as of right now, look, man, Eckler's this is a good hire. And this is gonna be a big deal.
Man, it's so to your point. It's so hard for me to even try to. I'm trying to move on and try to really. You guys know, man. I've interviewed darn near half the 2026, not half of them, but probably about 11 to 12 of those guys. Tom, Sean Scott, Taylor Johnson, all of these guys. And it's like I want to get back to doing that, but it's like I'm stuck right now on this situation and trying to move forward because it's like we really can't. We could kind of get an idea of like how we can start projecting things to be somewhat. You're never going to know until the season starts in spring and how things unfold and develop. But it's just kind of hard to we don't know. It's like you just got all these moving pieces and we just kind of want to get settled in on that.
Absolutely, man. And like I said in your comment section the other day, man, thank God we only got one transfer portal window. Could you imagine if we had to go through this again in like 2 months?
Man, thank the Lord. Hey, thank the Lord we don't have another transfer portal. It is absolutely crazy. But
I'm gonna clear the lines for you, man. Okay. I can see you got people building up. So God bless you.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, fight on. Let's see, Leon. I'm coming right to you. Thank you for being a 5-month member. He says it's massive shakeup coming. Man, I don't know. We're kind of waiting on that. I'm gonna get to some of these super chats real quick, and I got Leon coming up. Thank you for the super chat. Belk wasn't the issue. The linebacker, man. You now we're talking, man. Now the linebacker coach. Hey, hey, man. I think people see things a little bit different. I give actual facts and production that, like I said, Belk actually coached the safeties. I saw last year Kamari Ramsey do some phenomenal things. I saw this year Bishop Fitzgerald do some things. I saw Coach Belk change Jalen Smith from nickelback to cornerback and had great success. And now he's a big-time draft pick. Like, I don't know. Like, I give you guys facts, but I think you guys hear and see what you want to see. But I'm trying to give you actual facts. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, hey, it is what it is. But anyway, let me read this comment. I got Leon coming up. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Lincoln Riley need to read the room. How can he trust the leadership when they have burned us before? He needs to be transparent with decisions. It's like Lincoln Riley doesn't trust us. We have a toxic relationship with LR. Man, that is, I don't even know. Leon, what's the word? That is, that's a mouthful right there.
Hey, USC fans, the coaching staff don't owe us no favors in telling us what they're doing behind the scenes. I don't know. Hey, listen, when you work in a company, the CEO doesn't have to tell the people that are buying the product what they're doing to sell them the product. Chill out. Come on, man.
Listen, man, we got 700, almost 689 to be exact. You got 227 on YouTube, and then you got the rest on Twitter. So you guys, all you guys on Twitter, man, can you guys come over to YouTube and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, man. We try to bring you this content. We got these live calling shows so you guys can express yourself. Come on in. Leon, what's the word? And the link is in the chat.
Hey, USCJ, what's going on, man? First of all, I want to reiterate that USCJ was the one that brought us the Doug Belk being fired before anybody. And I think I've already told you, USCJ, I posted it on the On3 forums, We Are SC. You know they deleted my post?
Hey, welcome to my world.
I don't understand. I thought we just sharing USC information. Like every time I bring up USCJ, they deleting the post. I don't know what's going on, man.
I don't know, man. I don't.
They be breaking the news, man.
All man, this has been going on 4, 5. You know, whether it's Bear Alexander, all kinds. I mean, I'm not gonna get in all that. It's been like this. They know. But man, what's the word? How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I think the new special teams coach slash linebacker coach. I think it's a great hire. I think he's gonna bring some some more physical presence to the room and to the team. And I do agree that we need some help on the special teams in terms of maybe changing the mentality a little bit, being a little bit more physical,
Absolutely.
not allowing yourself to be blocked or be held. We're not going to use the excuse that we were being held for some of these kickoff returns, even though they were blatant.
Yep.
Get off the block, get them hands up off you, and make the tackle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And maybe we'll start to get some yardage on those kick returns and punt returns.
Absolutely.
How about offense?
No, I agree. I think Russ was on here, and I just said that special teams caused us some games, man. Like, we could have won the Oregon game. We could have won the Notre Dame game, but it absolutely it destroyed us. Those 2 kick returns, man. And it seemed like, were they both going up the right side of the line? And it's just a destroyer. So, yeah, I agree.
And we have to have some player accountability. Like, we have to hold ourselves accountable when we miss tackles. We get them on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Have the attitude that we not gonna miss no tackles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know, I kept hearing some people that follow the team. Oh, we need to see practice so we can see if they're having physical practices and if they're practicing tackling. And then it comes out that Cinetti and them don't even really go that hard at practice, and they save it for the game.
I heard him say that. I heard him say that, and it's surprising.
And these same guys are saying, "Oh, you know, Cinetti's not even practicing tackle." Well, they're not even practicing that hard. So it's a mindset. We just got to have the idea that
culture, and mindset. Now, I'm glad that you said that because I was listening to a video today, and it was about Coach McVay for the Rams, and he talked about he was getting interviewed by a guy, and he said that he had to basically kind of, this is not verbatim, but I just kind of want to give you just kind of an idea. He said that he kind of had to refine what made him good because he essentially lost his edge. And, you know, he had to, it was essentially like I'm not going to say no accountability, but he had to come back to his first love and really understand, like, look, this is what made me good. I kind of got away from that. The same zeal that I had in the beginning has been lost. So now it had to be recovered. And then he talked about the communication. Communication had to be on point with just this from the staff, because I always said something like this. I was talking to somebody earlier. I said, if the head is sick, now you guys don't twist my words and don't say I'm saying Lincoln Riley's sick, but I'm just saying. But I said to somebody, well, if the head is sick, the whole body's gonna be sick. So the communication has to start from the top and trickle its way down, and it has to go all across the board in order for this thing to really move and groove and be successful. And this is the way it has to flow. You feel me? So it's a mind thing, like you said, man, and it's a lot that has to be involved with this. But go ahead.
I'm agreeing 100% with you, man.
Yeah.
I think we had. I think I was on B and Chris's show, and we was talking about, you know, is the team more ready to win next year or in 2027? And I said with the bringing back Jay Mayava, the entire starting offensive line, the running backs, the wide receivers are like we on point. And I think the defenders are going to take a step because we had the athletes, we had the size, we had the speed We just need to change our mindset. If we could just go in with the right mindset that nobody can beat us and play to our potential, man, we're gonna be something difficult next year. I don't care if it's Ohio State or Indiana, whoever.
Hey, well, that brings me to this. I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna have to throw this in there real quick. You see the early top 25, man, and this is CBS Sports. They actually got us at number 11. I think one of them has us at number 19. But I just like the fact that they understand that, look, USC did go 9-3 the regular season, 9-4, of course, with the bowl game. USC got a lot of players coming back, and we saw some things. We saw some things all throughout the season. Think about this, man. A lot of people are not factoring in. You factor in the special teams coach that we now got too, right? But then you factor in that Wayman Jordan, Eli Sanders, all of these guys were hurt. Then you talk about some of the other key pieces. We had Elijah Page that was just dealing with a lot of injuries. You had a lot going on throughout the season that a lot of people don't factor in. And I think it's important that you look at that type of production that's coming back. You couple with a player who had the number one QBR in the country all season long during the regular season, Jaden Maiava. There's a lot going on, and that brings me to this too. That brings me to this part. Can you guys see, where's his name at? I must have that cut off. Is Jaden Maiava on there? He's down at the bottom. But anyway, Jaden Maiava is one of the favorites to be the Heisman. He's in the top 20 as far as the favorites to be the Heisman. And I just think that USC has a lot of key pieces, but you get a guy like Mike Eckler, and I saw Deion Bailey. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. Deion Bailey kind of raved about him being his linebacker coach. Deion Bailey was there in 2013 when he was his coach. He said, man, look, this guy, this is not verbatim, but he said, this guy really put some fire under me, and this is a big-time hire. This is not verbatim, but that's kind of the gist of what he said.
At USCJ, don't shortchange Maiava. He was also number one in the Big Ten in passing yards.
Yep.
He was number one in QBR for the entire college football. He was also completion yardage, like how many yards he flows downfield. He was number one in the Big Ten. We set. Defense plays where we need to play them, and I got faith that y'all seen some of the footage of this guy coaching. Yo, he gonna put a fire for him, bro.
Absolutely.
And I think with Floyd Boucard and Thanos second year, he's not gonna be hurt. And then you got the guy Alex coming in. I think the ends are gonna play better. And you got them super softs like Luke Wayful and Tom and Jamion. Yo, we set, man. We set for a run, bro.
I like what Barry. I'm circling back to your comment because for some reason I think it's a disconnect, man. I think to me a person has to be true to themselves, and you have to be a leader, not a follower. Me being a leader, what I see is what I project out. I think a lot of people go with a particular narrative. Now Barry is saying in some of the same things that I saw. Barry says this. Thank you, Barry. He says, I actually like the game Henny called. They just didn't tackle well when they counted. Now, I'm going to stop right there because the secondary was the secondary where we saw the missed tackles. But if you guys are being honest, what we saw Floyd Boucard, Josh Jarrett, and those guys, the penetration that they got in that TCU game, it was early on. You guys could see the difference, the way Henny lined those guys up. I saw Cam Crawford go out there and get some 2 sacks. I saw Braylon Shelby get the fumble and run it in. Why do you guys act like you did not see that? Like, to me, that's not being real. I saw what I saw. You guys saw what you saw. Don't go with the narrative. Now, we unhappy that we lost against TCU, but at the end of the day, there were a lot of people out of that game, and we're not making no excuses. And, USC could have easily won that game. But, Barry, you're saying it right. The way Henny lined him up and called the game, I had no issue with it. I got to take some more calls. Leon, any last thing you want to say? Because I'm about to get...
Yo, this USC fans, like, share, and subscribe, and keep the faith, man. Stay focused.
Absolutely.
Fight on,
hey, fight on, fam. Let me take this call. Christian, you up next after this. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
What up, Jay? How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm great, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I ain't going to hold you too long because I know you got a lot of people in the call. But I like the hire, man. If you look when Lincoln Riley first came, man, our first defensive staff, was not good, up to par. Once we lost that, our team raised to another level. Our defense improved to 70-something, and then the
Right.
year after that, it improved to 40 something.
Right.
Changes got to be made. It sucks. It sucks. Do I think Doug Belk did a good job? I thought he did a good job. He did a phenomenal job at recruiting.
Right.
Phenomenal job. I
Absolutely.
think I think he took the players of Bishop and Kamari and Jalen, who were more experienced players, and took them,
Yeah.
raised their game to another level. And I think that's phenomenal. But hey, they want to go in a different direction. Always, it sucks, because I love him. I love what he brought to SC and everything. But we do need some fire. I think when I looked at the way the defense played and the coaches, I mean, you could tell Henny was lighting a fire up under
Absolutely. You saw the
his big
difference.
guy. Yeah,
And
you saw the difference.
I think for people to deny that, bro, I think that's a problem. You gotta just keep it real. We're not saying I'm not saying that this was all perfect. We know that we had some serious flaws. We had some gaps in the runs this year. We had some major missed tackling areas. But what I'm saying and suggesting is that what I saw in the bowl game from a lineup standpoint and from a motor standpoint, it was different. Hey, shout out to Mr. Feaster. Let me say this real quick. Booby Feaster Dad. How you doing, sir? He says, some of these fans killed me. He says, when Lincoln Riley first got there, hey, why don't you come back on? I know, you guys know I had Booby Feaster Dad on here a few times.
Yeah.
But he says, when Lincoln Riley got there, USC had the sanctions and the top kids do not want to come to USC. You finally have a great AD and the GM. Who knows the landscape? Absolutely. And look, hey, Mr. Feaster, you already know you was on here. I've been trying to reiterate this message. That you know what they say? They say Jay is sunshine puppet.
But you know what?
They say I'm sunshine puppet. They too emotional, man.
Yeah, they too emotional. They crash out. I mean,
Yeah.
grown men crashing out. It
Right.
ain't that deep.
It ain't.
It's all on the coaches and the kids, the young adults, to get this thing right.
Right.
I think if we change the mentality and the culture, and we light a fuse on these kids gonna go. They're gonna run through a wall for you. That's why I love when Henny came in.
Absolutely.
Now, I wish when Lynn was here, Henny would have had more power than what it was, because a lot of people were saying, "Yo, man, some of these guys look out of place."
Right.
Kamari wasn't in his natural position. We all saw it. Tompkins playing inside when he should have been on the outside and everything as a defensive end.
It was just I mean Kamari was an All-American, bro. Kamari was like before Bishop Fitzgerald was All-American, Kamari was All-American. And for him to be at that nickel, it was just a travesty, man, because we saw Kamari Ramsey closing speed. We saw him just diagnosing plays last year from the safety spot, and it's just I'm just like, come on, man. We saw so many weird things go on this season. I don't know,
And last thing, I thought Doug Bell did a good job once Alex Graham got healthy and he started playing.
Yeah.
He looked great. To me, he looked phenomenal. And then I want to shout out, what's our cornerback coach? Was it Travion?
Yeah. Trayvon Reed. Yep.
Yeah. He's done a great job with Marcellus Williams out there, man.
I saw Marcellus. Yeah, I saw Marcellus improve. Listen, let me say this again. I'm not saying that everything was perfect. We know that everybody needs to come up to par. But I did see, I think Travion Reed, absolutely. I think we saw some improvements from these guys, and we just got to get credit to credit's due. I think we're gonna see a leap from this year from last year to next year coming up.
Yeah, I agree with you too. Oh, one last thing. I saw on your on one of your videos, you said about it might be a potential, not guaranteed, two coaching potential coaches. I think one was down there in Miami, and the one from TCU. I don't know anything about them, but do you think they seem real legit? Good coaches?
It was some names that I was told to watch out. That's why in the video this morning when I did it, I just said, listen, nothing's concrete. It was just some names that were thrown out there, and then those names actually make sense. I could see that happening with the departure of Doug Belk. But however, like I said in the video this morning, I could also see where Coach, wait a minute, Doug Belk to pin. Oh my God. Oh, you saying just watch? Oh, okay. All right. You caught me off guard for a minute.
I know.
Yeah.
Me too. I was about to
All
say,
right.
already?
You almost got me with that one. But I can see it both ways. I can see Coach Doug. I can see Coach Gary Patterson coaching the safeties because he does have that experience coaching safeties. Or I can see them actually bringing somebody in, and one guy was a guy, Glasgow, that was with them, that, a name that was kind of mentioned to me to look for, and then another guy was actually Will Harris, former USC Trojan. So
that'd be dope.
I'm not even saying that these guys are linked to him. All I'm saying is you could potentially watch those guys. That's all I'm saying. So, that's it.
So we got guys.
Yeah, they got me on that.
We got some dogs on this defense. We just need a lot of fire out of them.
No, yeah, absolutely. Big time. We need somebody that's going to bring it out. So, look, let me, hey, I appreciate you, family, for tapping in.
Always. Do your thing. Salute.
All right, salute to you, fam. All right, fight on. All right, Christian, what's the word?
What's good, man?
How you doing?
All right, I was trying to catch Leon so we can get Leon corrected. He talking about something. You broke the Belk and all that news first. I was telling them now, go ahead and tell the truth. You break all the news first.
Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna toot. Hey, listen. I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but it's a great deal of news that I broke. I don't break all the news, but I do know some key things that I broke. And I saw, I can see guys from other social media platforms basically highlighting other guys from social media like myself, but don't have a YouTube channel, but they're on Twitter, kind of highlight those guys that they, they saw it there first, but for whatever reason, they kind of ignore what I do. But hey, listen, man, we talk about 200 and some thousand people every 28 days. And I was showing somebody this, and this is why I need everybody. I'm going to show, and you could go ahead and talk, Christian, because I need everybody, and I'm going to show you guys this. But go ahead, Christian.
Man,
I don't break everything, though.
What I was gonna say is that man, I like getting that special teams coaching there. I know you touched on the Notre Dame and Oregon game, but our special teams struggled in far more games than that, right? You remember against Michigan State, we had them in punt situation, ready to punt, and we jump over the lead blocker. You know what I'm saying? Give them an automatic first down. They go and score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Against Oregon, we jump over the center. Right on the field goal. They missed the field goal. Give them another opportunity. Right. So and it's not just been this year. We've had struggles in special teams in this era. So I think that was a good hire going to get a special team guy, especially with what he did with Nebraska in a year. And it's a bonus plus that he can coach more than special teams, right? That he can work the linebackers as well. That's an added blessing. I like the pickup.
Absolutely. Listen, we got almost 930 people in here, and I want to respond to that too. 930 people. But listen, this is what I was talking about. This is my analytics. Every 28 days, you guys see over 221,000 people watch this channel. But you know what? My subscribers don't reflect that. So here's what I need everybody to do. I told you guys already on YouTube. There is currently on YouTube right now, there's 300 watching. It's 900. So that means 638 people right now are on Twitter. Can you guys please go to my YouTube? I do this on Twitter as a courtesy. Can you guys go to my YouTube and subscribe? Because you know what? The views are not reflecting the subscription. So, and it's been like this for like years now. I don't know why all these views come, but you guys need to make sure you guys subscribe. Do that for me. Show me love. Appreciate it. So, how are you feeling about the Christian, this Eckler, man? And what are your thoughts on the assistant head coach attached to his name?
Man, I'm a little shocked. What do
you think that means? I guess that's the better question. What do you think that means? The assistant head coach.
An excuse to be able to give more money to get him to come.
Yeah, because he left $800,000 on the table, and don't get it twisted.
I mean, but think about it. Last year when we hired this defensive staff with Lynn Henny and all that, I mean, it seemed like even Rob Ryan, everybody had the assistant. It seemed like everybody had an assistant head coach title they were getting hired with. You know what I mean?
I think an assistant head coach. Well, I kind of brought it up. Coach Henney was the assistant head coach of the defense. You remember we was talking about that, and I was like, I've never heard of a title like that, the assistant head coach. Now, this is different to me, though, because it says that he's the assistant head coach. It doesn't say assistant head coach of special teams. It doesn't say the assistant head coach of linebackers. It says the assistant head coach. To me, that's different.
I think they be throwing them assistant, in them head coach to give people some names for their resume and a reason that they can offer more money.
All right, man. Well, yeah, I got to get out of here. I didn't realize my time. I got one more guest, man. My favorite guest is getting ready to come on. He's getting ready to come on. I see him in the chat here. This is the smartest 11-year-old I've ever seen in my life. He comes on every week and shows love. Oh, hold on. Hey, before I bring you on, young brother, I got Booby Feaster's dad coming on. So just give me 1 second, okay?
All right, man. I'm going to let you go, man, because I know you got to get out. You're trying to get
All right, fight on. Mr. Feaster.
Hey, how you doing there, boss?
Hey, we got Makai Lemon that's gone now. We got Jacoby Lane that's gone now. Your son is in. He's coming on campus, right? He's on campus, right?
Nah, he won't be on campus until June, but
that's right. It's like 3 of them, and he's one of them.
He already has the playbook down, though.
Well,
yeah, he already has the playbook down. He already got the weight regimen sent. He's actually at school working on the weight regimen right now, so he'll be good, man. They, mentality wise, he's like a quarterback.
Yeah.
So he's a little different than a lot of other athletes that are coming in. He's different. He's different.
Well, I'm gonna make a prediction here. I had Tanuk Hine dad on here. He's a regular on here. I'm surprised he's not on right now because he usually
yeah. Houston boy.
Yeah. And so I'm saying that to say I told him when he was on my show. I told him last summer before the season started. I said Tanuk Hines, I got 2 super freshmen. One on defense is Floyd Boucard. He ended up being an incredible player. And I said Tanuk Hines is a super freshman. He ended up being an incredible player. I'm making the bold projection now. We got Makai Lemon gone. We got Jacoby Lane gone. I feel like Booby is one of those guys that is what I consider to be a super freshman. I think Trent Mosley is too. And coincidentally, So
we appreciate it. People don't understand. He has a goal of 1,000 yards his first year. Big 10 freshman of the year, and to help lead SC to the playoffs. And he has this written on his mirror in his bathroom.
Yeah.
Like people don't all his goals. He always, ever since he was 8, he writes them down on his mirror. And to be honest, man, he hadn't missed the goal.
Right.
He hadn't missed the goal. So God allows it, man. Excuse me, it's gonna be all right, man. I think I was looking at some of the fans' comments, man, and first thing they want is Lincoln Riley gone. Lincoln Riley. One thing that I realized with fans like that, hell, don't ever get married. Because you'll go through a divorce real quick, man. You'll go through a divorce real quick, man.
Hey, man, you go through some ups and some downs. And
you're gonna go through some. I guess my thing is, and this is from me. I knew USC early on, even though I'm an LSU fan. I knew USC early on.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you guys had a bunch of sanctions. And when y'all had those sanctions, when you Riley first got there, a lot of kids and parents were scared to send their kids there because of the simple fact everything that was going on.
Right.
And then on top of that, you guys had an AD who was butting heads with Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
You had a GM who was lying to kids. That's why you didn't get Juju the year before. It's like you guys have to understand all these things went hand in hand. So now you have a AD who is on board with the coach. Now you have a GM who is on board and doing right. Now you got the number 1 class. Nobody outside of the SEC has had the number 1 class in 18 years.
And you know what? I tried, and we talked about this before. I'm kind of like the Lone Ranger right now, man. I'm kind of, I'm like they call me the Sunshine Pupper, but you know what? I stand on business because, and I give people actual facts. And
Yeah.
everything is not going to be microwave. And you know, a lot of people they say, "Oh, well, Indiana," and I gave them facts. I went through Indiana's roster on from an offensive side. They had a couple 6-year seniors. They had a couple 5-year seniors. They had a couple. Those are a bunch of guys that were super mature. I went through that, and so I said, "Look, man, we could develop, or you're talking about going ahead and get this, but it's like." You can't cry when we didn't have the #1 class, but
Yeah.
now that we
Yeah.
have it, it's like I mean, come on, like what we got to
Well,
give us.
I'm looking at it like this. I seen what Indiana done, but what's not gonna be able to happen now? A lot of those kids was part of that COVID
Right,
year as well.
absolutely. There
So
you
now
go.
that COVID year is gone,
You won't see it
so
no more.
now you're not gonna see the
Yes,
belts and all of them. Now you may see 5 years, and at the most, you're not gonna see a 7-year senior now. So those things are not going to happen. And then if you really look at USC defense, I seen the holes, and I was mad as hell at the TCU game about the tackling and this and that. Those things happen. My wife was nutting the hell up, but uh, this year you have. I see somebody with the Trojan something on Twitter, and they made the statement, well, if you get those older kids, they have 16 game experience, and how the hell they got 16 game experience and they didn't make the playoffs? But let me explain to you what you have coming in.
right.
You have a DeSoto kid who's been playing 16 games for a very long time.
Yeah,
You have modern day kids who's been playing nationally and 16 games for a long time. You have kids coming in who have that natural experience now that you weren't getting before. And then on top of that, these kids are a lot more mature, especially if you go down your roster, the Trent Mosley, the Mark Bowmans, the Pepes, the
it's unreal. You know,
man,
like this class could probably, and I'm not saying it's going to break a record, but I'm just saying I can see a lot of guys potentially getting a lot of playing time. Like these are not just these are high caliber players. These are not just players. These are
yes,
players we call these instant impact players, man.
exactly. You have imagine Tom Tom next to Thanos.
Yeah,
Imagine the Penn State defensive end on the opposite side. Imagine
absolutely.
the JUCO corner along with I forgot the kid who's going to be a freshman,
Everett Hill.
Everett Hill.
Yeah,
Come on, man. We have some dogs who are coming
man.
in there.
And people don't. I think a lot of people. This is why I said you got to be a leader and not a follower, because the followers go with the narrative. The followers don't have their own mind. They can't look into the situation. Look, a leader's going to investigate a situation. I can't go by what somebody tells me just because they say. Even when a preacher's preaching to me, you know what? I go and read the Bible for myself because I want to know
Yes,
that that's what it says in the Bible. You know, I thank you for saying it. I felt good and all that. But if it ain't saying it when I'm reading it, hey, you
I
know,
still question.
exactly.
But these kids had a text line. That's what people don't understand. These kids had a text line together. A lot of
Yes.
those kids that committed, they had a text line, and they all said, "Let's go win a national together."
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
their mindset. That's what they're
Yep.
coming in with. So you have those kids. Now you have a you can tell the physicality has changed a lot, especially since the weight room guy got in there. Man, what is his name?
Coach True, Tremaine
Oh,
Carroll.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Since he's gotten there, you guys' physicality has changed a whole lot
And
just in one year.
we just got his assistant that just came over too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
in one year. So now you got them. I mean, those different things add up, man.
And
They add up.
I think everybody here's the problem with everybody. A lot of people they're judging their paper, they're doing their work on the side, but they're judging their paper off of somebody else's paper. We can't think that we're going to build the same way as everybody else. I think this is a new era, of course. everybody still adapted to it, but we got to build the way we got to build. And when you see, results, we see results that this class here is number one class. You got to factor all those things in, and you couple that with some of the coaching, we absolutely going to move and groove. So, Mr. Feaster, I lost you. He'll probably come back, but he was up here cooking just now. I need him to come right back. If you got to come back in and out, you can come on in and out. But you know what? I'm so happy that Mr. Feaster said, "Hey, thank you, Kim. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that, Mr. Feaster."
There it goes.
Yeah, I said you up here cooking gumbo, all kinds of stuff. I need you to keep cooking because you cooking right now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear me? Hey, can you hear me? Go out. Okay, yeah, go out and come back in. And so, Mr. Feaster is up here cooking, man. So, absolutely. How does Mr. Feaster feel about Gary Patterson? Yeah, I'm about to ask him that once he comes back in. And then I got one more guest, and I got to go. It's getting late. Oh, my God. I got to wait on him for just a second. We got 1,079 people. Can everybody listen? You guys are not going to get this content everywhere. Let me see how many people's on YouTube right now. I need you guys to go over to YouTube, type in USCJ, and make sure you guys hit the like, share, and subscribe button, man. Can you guys do that for me? And you guys can come back to Twitter. Everybody that's on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe, on Twitter rather. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. This is all the time when we have these call-in shows. We get Booby Feaster's dad. We get Tanuk Hines' dad. We get multiple parents. I've interviewed Tom on here. We've interviewed Sean Scott. We've interviewed most of the Tylenol Ely. We've interviewed, for those who are new to the channel, we've interviewed all of these guys, Taylor Johnston, these guys that are part of the 2026 class. This is what we do. Okay, I'm about to put in the chat right now. Check it out right now. Here it is. And so, look, it's in the chat right now. You should see it in a second. But this is what we do, man. So this is, especially during the off season, we try to get a lot of guys we interview, man. And I'm missing somebody, Jalen Ramos. Jalen Ramos, who's on the team right now. Interview him. Braylon Conley. I mean, you name it. It's just a bunch of guys, man. So I'm going to wait for Mr. Feaster to come on. I got one guest, and I got to go. Wow. My time is really, okay, here we go. All right, yeah, you was cooking gumbo. We need you to keep cooking, Mr. Feaster.
Yeah, I mean, and then I looked at somebody saying depending on freshmen is a bad recipe, and no, it's not a bad recipe. It's not the fact you're depending on freshmen. It's just that you have some quality freshmen to go with some of the quality class that you have.
Right.
When y'all really start recruiting that 25 class.
Absolutely.
24 got some good dogs in it, but 25 has some great dogs in it. Now, 20 added with 26, y'all got some more great dogs with it. So now you put them together, man, you talking about gumbo. Everything don't taste good separately.
Right.
But when you put it together, hey,
oh my God,
you got something.
Yeah.
You got something, man.
Yeah, you got something. Hey, let me shout out. This is my partner, man. He comes and co-hosts with me sometime all throughout the season. This is Jaywalk. Jaywalk, come on in, man. The link is in the chat, but this is him. He played on he's number 18 there. He played at USC on a national championship team. He says, in my humble opinion, if you want 100% facts about USC football, then I highly suggest reading you watch USCJ Lost in the Sauce. Yeah, I appreciate you. Jay, come on in, man. Mr. Feaster, I don't know if you had an opportunity to see my guy Jaywalk on here with me a lot, but he comes on with me a lot, especially during the season. He's been tied up with real estate, so he hasn't been on. But come back. Jaywalk, the link is in the chat. I want to introduce you to Mr. Feaster. He played with Reggie Bush and them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of the guys, man, they just be too emotional, and they're always looking in somebody else's backyard.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I agree.
So I agree. But this year, I honestly believe, like I said, you guys they're going to be good defensively. And everybody know defense win championships.
Yeah, yeah.
But I believe they'll be better this year, a lot better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Mr. Feaster, this is Jay Walk. He played with Reggie Bush, Matt
How you
Leinart.
doing it?
He played on the national championship team. He's a big fan of your son, man.
Oh, man, appreciate it.
Yeah, Jay, what's the word? I want to formally introduce you to Mr. Feaster.
Mr. Feaster, it is so wonderful to meet you.
Oh,
We're
man,
very
bless you.
excited about Booby.
Man, I appreciate it. He's a good kid, man. 4.29 National Honor Society. He's a different kid, man.
Wow, his GPA just like his 40-yard dash. Okay.
Yeah. He's different, man. He's different, man.
Absolutely.
He's different.
Well, Jay, I don't know if you heard, man, but Mr. Feaster's on here cooking all types of gumbo and pork chops and everything else you can think of right now.
He's throwing that Zatarans.
Hey, man, that Tony Satchers, you hear me?
I'm trying to tell you, the only thing we missing, man, we might throw some ribs on the grill because, like, right now, man, listen, we talking about everything that I kind of talk about on a regular basis, but he just kind of coming in from him, a parent. His son is going to be on campus, man, and just the fan base to be able to hear from him, I think it's extremely important, man, because I can do it all day, man. I'm kind of like the Lone Ranger, but to hear somebody like him really say it, it's extremely important, and it's vital to this program and the fan base.
Man, I try to look at it from a non-biased opinion, man. Because even with my son, I think people think because he's my son, I'm going to say, oh, man, he's great because he's my son. No, I coach my son most of his life. So I'm hard as hell on him.
Right.
So I'm not going to let him slide on anything. So, and I'm the same way with any team. And people will say, man, like somebody said in the chat, oh, Lincoln Riley is a glorified quarterback coach. Come on, man. He done had Heisman winners, or he done had Biletnikoff winners. The offense always does well. So you can't say, okay, well, we need to take the play calling from him. No, the defense just need to make more stops.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Defense makes more stops. Special teams stop giving up bull crap.
Absolutely.
Stop jumping over the line when in all actuality you're giving them another chance.
Yep.
Those little things like that. That's why I like the special teams hire that we just got.
We talked about that, and I think special teams, Oregon and Notre Dame were the two games we could have absolutely won if it wasn't for special teams. But you know.
And I hate to see Belk go. I like Belk. But I also believe if that defensive coordinator that's coming in, if that's what he teaches, that's just part of the game.
Absolutely.
That's just part of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see it on here. Somebody just said they just announced that Gary Patterson. I don't see that. But anyway, so Mr. Feaster, we definitely appreciate you coming on. And okay, it is official. Let me take my video off private. I got all kinds of stuff. But Mr. Feaster, any last thing you want to leave with the fan base before you get out of here?
Man, look, Gary Patterson was a good coach, man. Believe it, like look it up. He was a good coach. He has been off for a while, but he was a good coach. I think physicality, you guys will see more of that, especially with Patterson and Truman working together. You guys are going to see more physicality with that because in that defense that he runs, if you look at the players that we brought in, man, it's a perfect fit, to be honest.
Absolutely.
It's a perfect fit, to be honest. And like I said, man, putting Tom together with Thanos along with the Penn State defensive end, then we brought in a couple of linebackers, man, that are solid. I mean, solid.
Absolutely.
And then DBs across the board, man. I hated to see a couple of ones that were there leave. But if I if I look at the ones that they had versus what's coming in, hey, I'm liking what's coming in. You know,
No, yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
think with my heart when it comes to football.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, it's a business decision now. That's why I
Yep.
don't get mad at coaches leaving. I don't get mad at kids leaving because coaches get kids will get tied to coaches, and next thing you know, coaches are taking the biggest paycheck and leaving, and now you just have those kids there. You think they supposed to just stay when everybody on the coaching staff haven't made them feel welcome? No, it don't happen like that.
No,
Not
that's
in this
facts.
generation, not in this era. You're
Yeah,
That's
absolutely
fact.
not in
right.
this era. And then, to be honest, some of the new coaches come in and tell these players that, hey, we don't need you. Lane Kiffin just did it to a lot of kids.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
no, it's really here's one of the things that most current fans don't understand is, believe it or not, some of these athletes year to year actually make more than the coaches on staff.
Yeah, yeah,
And then that dynamic, if the coach is being disrespectful or doesn't respect that athlete to the capacity that they feel like they deserve to be, and some athletes are entitled, but in the case of USC, we don't look for entitled athletes. They have to be culture fits and people
yeah,
and young men who feel like they're ready to be a part of a system,
exactly,
an organization. There are no individuals that are getting like hyper specialized treatment at USC.
exactly.
And so I just hope that Coach Gary Patterson understands West Coast mentality, even
Yeah.
though he's
Yeah.
from the South, but he's got to understand the culture and then the nuances of working in Los Angeles. You can't be like a good old boy and think that it's gonna fly over here. It's just not.
Now, I will say this,
Yeah.
and
Because I know.
and
Hey, I'm glad you here, Mr.
I found
P.
this out. I found everybody talking about how Cali ball is the best ball. You do understand in this Navy game, there was some the DeSoto coaches coached the West and he had some Cali kids in the first two practices. Those Cali kids almost quit on him. Actually, the whole team almost quit on him.
Who?
And then they talked pretty rough, and they said, "Man, coach, if you would have said that in California, the parents would have went after the coaches." You
Right.
know, so they coach hard in Texas. Like your mentality has to be right to be able to take coaching from anybody. You're
That's
not petted. You're not soft. You're not. So, for instance, you can talk crazy. You can have one coach talk crazy to my son. My son is going to take what you said and not how you said it.
right.
So you saying he's gonna take it more of like I understand the instructions and really try to apply it to like what I need to be doing and really take it as
Yeah.
not a threat type of situation, but more so as just an instruction type of situation. I
If you're cussing and hollering at him, he's taking what you say instead of how you said it.
I got you.
But
I,
but
I feel
what
what you I feel
what
what you're
what
saying.
what happened a lot of times is that sometimes kids take it and take offense to how you said instead of what you said.
Well,
So
yeah, I feel
that's
you, and
why I'm wondering. I'm hoping his coaching style doesn't offend kids.
I got what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Those coaches, I don't know who those coaches were, but where I grew up at, I mean we took it tough.
Yeah,
I'm literally
I'm, I'm
I'm from South Central LA, so it's like we had some hard nosed, tough nosed, some tough dudes. Now you got some guys that may not, and that's this anywhere you go. Got some guys that may not be exposed to that. But as far as me, and even with my son, because my son played college ball, but he played on a lower level.
well.
I
Some of
expect
the
this thing,
kids,
yeah,
some of the kids told the coaches that. That's what they
yeah,
said. Say in California, coach, you wouldn't be able to maybe talk to us like that
No,
yeah,
or whatever.
it's
And
true. You're right.
you know, yeah, they wouldn't be able to talk to him like that. But all I'm saying is that with Patterson coming in, Patterson going to probably have an edgy mindset, and
And
some of the
they got
kids going to
they
have to
got
be able to take
be
any
be
kind of
open
coach
mind. They got
and
to
be
be open
open
minded.
minded. That's
I got.
it.
I agree.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
I
gonna
see
have
what
to
you're
be
saying.
open then. Take what he's saying, not how he says it.
Well, I think kids. I think kids. Period. I think kids. Period. Need to really focus and because you could be a 5-star, whatever, and if you think you're gonna make it just off your 5-star status, that just ain't gonna cut it. You
Well, they're
know.
softer these days than we were.
That just ain't gonna cut it.
They're
You know.
softer these days than we were, and some of them come in entitled, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's this is automatically mine," without having a mindset I'm working for it.
Right.
Without a doubt.
So I definitely can somebody tell me I don't see this Gary Patterson thing on here. Are you guys making it up? Carter, I thought you said this was legit. I don't see it on the internet. Um, so yeah, I definitely appreciate you. But Jay, I appreciate you. I'm actually late, man. I'm about to get out of here. Mr. Feaster, you kicking down with some jewels. Jules again. Once again, I'm gonna cut this out. I did the last one. I'm gonna make a whole video out of just your conversation, and I'm gonna cut it out again. So, hey, look, don't make it. Hey, even the season, man. Come on, we need you on here.
Hey, no problem at all, man. And nice to meet you, my guy.
Absolutely, such a pleasure. Jay, could you do me a favor? Slide Mr. Feaster my direct cell phone. I want to run something by him for his son for a possible NIL situation I got going
I
on
got
with
you. Okay.
a musical
All right.
restaurant here.
Absolutely.
Let's
Mr. Feaster, you
try
can
to
inbox. I got you. Yeah, I got your Instagram and stuff. Okay. All right. That'll work.
Don't
That'll
forget
work.
Okay, just hit me up.
All right.
now.
All right, Jay.
All right, y'all have a blessed one, man.
All right, Mr. Feaster.
All right.
I gotta do this in 2 seconds. I gotta jump off of here, man. But I gotta get you on real quick. I got 3 minutes real quick, but I gotta get you on because you my guy, my man. I'm sorry I had these guys, man. This is his son is gonna play here next year. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I wanted to talk about Gary Patterson and Mike Eckler. So first off, let's talk about Gary Patterson. I love the experience factor. It's great. We've been looking for experienced defensive coordinator. It's kind of worrying me about Gary Patterson because I don't have a good feeling about because he's kind of too old. I'm not saying like he won't be a good defensive coordinator, but he's a little too old. And the oldness, like it's not plays. That's the con about him. Like he's old, and I'm a little worried about that. But this doesn't. It's fine if because I want to mention one name that I would love to have.
Who's that?
Pete Carroll.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Pete
Hey,
Carroll
look.
is
Hey, for all those who don't know, this is who I call the smartest young man, 11-year-old. He comes on. Wait a minute. Do you have a UCLA shirt on?
no Chargers.
Hey, man, hey, we was about to go at it, man. I thought you had a UCLA. Okay, you get a pass on that. Who's your favorite player for the Chargers?
Justin Herbert. He has a great arm.
I like Justin Herbert. I don't like where the school he went to, but I like Justin Herbert, man.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll, he did a lot for us, man. This USC program.
There's a pro and a con about it.
Yeah, it's a pro and a con. We're gonna leave off on this. What are the pros? What are the cons?
Okay, so the pro is if Pete Carroll became our defense coordinator and we played Big Ten competition and the offense would see different formations they haven't seen before. That goes with the quarterback. And the pro and the con is those formations might not work because the offensive coordinators are so advanced now. It's not like the early 2000s or the mid
Right.
2000s.
Right. Okay, it's totally different. The NIL era, I totally agree with you. Once again, thank my guy. Put your YouTube in the chat. So we got 1124 people in here.
Let me get on here.
Yeah, he's gonna put his before I go. He's going to put his YouTube in the chat. And has anybody, last time you were on, did they subscribe to you when you put it in the chat?
I'm putting it in.
I want you guys to subscribe to him, man. This is a little football enthusiast, man. This little 11-year-old actually knows football. Reported USC is. Hey, listen. Here's what I don't understand. This has been going on every. Thamo reported USC's closing in on the hiring. It's the same. This is the same report that's been going on for the past couple of days. Unless we get an actual report that he's hired. That's the same report. I almost took my video off private just now. Yeah, that's the same.
Posted it.
Yeah, here we go right here. So, is this it? This is it right here. The glowing Samoan. Can you guys go ahead and subscribe to this young man's channel, The Glowing Samoan? I'm going to leave that up for just a second. And you guys that are watching this video, if you come back and watch it, make sure you guys hit that right there. Like and subscribe to his YouTube channel. This is, he's my favorite caller of all time. Okay, there we go. One guy just said he subscribed. Thank you, Cardinal and Bold. So make sure you go subscribe to my guy's channel. So look, I'm out of here. I got to get to work. I got to get out of here. So Glowing Samoan, I'll see you later, my man. Everybody stay blessed. We are out of here, man. Until later on, you guys stay blessed. Any breaking news, we will bring it to you. There go another subscriber. Appreciate everybody for subscribing to that young man's channel. He always comes on. I'm out of here, man. Fight on.